Welcome. This is your boy, the host with the most, but humble. And I do mean humble. The Nostradamus, aka Derek, and I'm here, of course, on a Tuesday to give you the hungry, happy, healthy people here at WrestleGram. This is the very first podcast of the week. Yay! We got the podcast of the week. Yay! So, if you're watching it today, you're watching it tomorrow, you're watching it next week. I truly do thank you from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my loins. I truly do thank you. Without you guys, it truly would not be me. Thank you so much. I'm humbled each every single time that I do this. Thank you so much. It's episode 25. I've passed the 300 video mark and whatnot. So, I just wanted to throw that in there. Sprinkle that in there as well. Don't forget, I do have a WrestleCram Facebook group. Don't forget about that. Go check that out. Go have a great time over there as well. Also, do not forget, Wednesday is the final day for you guys to get your questions in and allow me to answer those questions for you at Ask WrestleCram. Don't forget about that as well. I don't think anything else yet. I don't know. So, today we're going to talk about, of course, the recap of Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk about Billy Corgan on Tyrus. We're going to talk about some new people that's going to be on the main roster as well from NXT. We're going to talk, and my final thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to, try to be positive here and try to see if I can figure out some more stuff that we can talk about with AEW that can help AEW on the road to Collision as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You guys like, share, and subscribe. Please get your to hit that like button and give me some comments as well. Okay. First and foremost, I just want to congratulate Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is pregnant. The pregnant bug is just flying around everywhere and whatnot. So congratulations to Alexa Bliss. She is pregnant. Wow. I had a little crush on Alexa Bliss. She's very beautiful, and I thank her in her awesomeness that she did with the WWE. She's still with the WWE. It is what it is. I didn't say that, but I'm just saying, I thank her for, her contribution to the WWE. Very, very decorated champion as well. Just congratulations. But let's talk about Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan, this is from Cultaholic.com. Cultaholic.com. Do not forget to go hang out with them on their Facebook page and also their YouTube channel. Gotta love their top 10s. Great top 10s. So this is Billy Corgan. If you aren't watching Tyrus, then you aren't a professional wrestling fan. According to the National Wrestling Alliance owner, Billy Corgan. Corgan was full of praise for the former Funkasaurus while speaking to the New York Post about Tyrus, saying that he isn't catering to people who allow politics to influence what pro wrestling they're watching. This is him personally quoted on the New York Post. I think people bring those things into the realm of wrestling, and it changed their wellness to watch this. I've lost my place. And the customers that I am catering to. I grew up in a time of old school heat. Old school heat that was a Polish guy and a German guy using World War II references that was going to beat him. Very politically incorrect. When Tyrus walked through the door, he brings the heat. And if you're not watching him, then you're not a wrestling fan. I'm not booking charity. I'm booking a professional wrestling company. Corgan then addressed Tyrus appearing on Fox News with the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Added, this is him quoting again, there are people that will have a problem with the New York Post if that's what's going to deny you opportunities in the world to appear on a show or write for another magazine, that's not a world that I want to live in. I believe that different voices should have a seat at the table, and let the American public decide which is more important on any particular argument. I don't believe in canceling out a voice because you're not comfortable with that perspective. And that, however, supposed to be into professional wrestling. Tyrus, of course, has been the NWA top star since November 2022, when he became the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I will say this, I agree with him a lot on what he's talking about, but I will not agree with him on the point that if you're not watching Tyrus, you're not a professional wrestling fan. Now, I do agree with what he's talking about when he's on Fox News, when he has the belt, and if Corgan is okay with that, then we're okay with that. I am a hard far left person. Far left. I am a far hard left person. I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican, but I'm really, really far left. And I have friends that are center. I have friends that are Trump supporters. I have friends that are just regular traditional liberals. I have friends all over the place. And I respect what they say. Now, do I agree with them? No, I don't agree with them, but I do respect what they say because it is out of their perspective of what they're going through. Can't be mad at that. The point that is killing me with the Corgan thing is that NWA hasn't been relevant since the 80s. I mean, it is a dying organization. It's just holding on to dear life. It's holding on to dear life. I can say for a fact that I enjoyed when he was the Funkasaurus. What was his name? I forgot his name, though. He was on there. He was great. He brought Naomi into the group or whatnot. I mean, it was without the Funkasaurus, it would not. Was it Brutus Clay? I think it was. I think it was Brutus Clay. Without Brutus Clay, we wouldn't have Naomi. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I used to, as a matter of fact, I used to listen or watch him on Fox News when he just stopped wrestling altogether. You know, he just wanted to talk and just have his political views. I mean, once again, I rarely watch Fox News now. I used to really enjoy Bill O'Reilly. I really was a Bill O'Reilly fan. But now I rarely watch just news, period, because it's just so agenda driven. But you know, once again, I'm so far left. I'm very, very left. And once again, if Billy Corgan is okay with Tyrus being on Fox News or MSNBC or CNN, Newsmax, whatever he wants to be on, if he's okay with that, then I'm okay with that. Now, once again, I will say this. I don't watch NWA. I haven't seen NWA in a very, very long time. Even when Nick Aldis was the champion, I was not watching NWA. Now, I will say this. I love their belt. I love their championship belt. I think it's one of the most prettiest, most gorgeous world titles out there in my lifespan. Hopefully I will have that in a collection with my other titles that I want, but that is on my top 3 of titles that I want. But I will say that I'm just not, I don't, you know what, it's not even that, I don't even have the time to watch NWA. That's the thing about it. I don't have the time to watch NWA. And in the comments, do you watch NWA? Would you like me to check out NWA? But I'm just not a fan of it due to the fact I have so much going on with WWE and AEW that adding that to the mix is just, I think my head would explode. But, you know, it is what it is. There's some pretty decent people over there. You know, I can't name them offhand, but there's some pretty decent people out there. And once again, I am not mad at what Billy Corgan said. I agree with what Billy Corgan said to a certain extent about the point about us not being wrestling fans because we don't watch Tyrus or whatnot. I think Tyrus is a great champion. I think he's a great person. He's a great person on the mic. The things that have seen him talk about, he's really good. But, I just don't have the time to do it. Thank you for that, Cultaholic. I have another Cultaholic.com. This is from Cultaholic.com. This is the NXT top stars being called to the main roster. While the WWE draft has just happened, more NXT talents are expected to make their way to the main roster. According to a Better Wrestling Experience, go check out Better Wrestling Experience. There were some farewells following in the NXT Battleground on Sunday, May 28th. A handful of development talent will be gradually making their way to the main roster. One of those talents is, of course, Braun Breaker, who retained the title, the NXT World Heavyweight title, from Carmelo Hayes and the main event at Battleground. The Creed brothers are also expected to be called up. Brutus and Julius Creed unsuccessfully challenged the Gallus brothers or the Gallus group for the NXT tag titles at Battleground. Ilya Dragunov or Dijak is expected to head to Raw or SmackDown on recent rumors for Dragunov to debut on the main roster as a potential new member of Imperium. Dijak mean did I read that right? They're gonna put him with Imperium? Okay. So wow. Dijak, of course, he was on the main roster. He was T-Bar, part of that really horrible faction. The two had faced a brutal last man standing match at Battleground. One of the best matches in that show. Matter of fact, go watch the entire Battleground. If you don't want to watch it, if you can't watch it, go and look at my review. I do have a review on that show. Several NXT talents recently made their way to Raw or SmackDown in the WWE draft, including the likes of Grayson Waller, Cameron Grimes, and Indy Hartwell, and Zoe Stark. I think Indy Hartwell is still injured. I think she's still injured, but she is on the Raw roster. I'm okay with this. I'm fine with this because we do have a new group of people that are going from the Performance Center to actually the NXT side of things now. So they do need to clean out a lot of the people that have been there for a while and are doing a great job with that, with the Creed brothers and, of course, Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov. I thought he was going to get called up regardless of the situation. Dijak, the storyline with Dijak, I'm loving times 12. Send them both to main roster because both of the two matches I'm specifically talking about is the Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, and the Ilya Dragunov and the Dijak match, the last man standing match. Those two matches were really, really good. I think that those matches will catapult them to the main roster. I'm not feeling the whole situation with Ilya Dragunov being a part of Imperium because Ilya Dragunov had a situation with, last time I checked, with Gunther or Walter at the time. They were going back and forth in their situation. So I don't know what would happen with that, but main roster, that means more exposure, more time, and you have a great time being over there or whatnot. And apparently there's a bigger payout when you are on the main roster. So I can't be mad at any type of that situation. A great job to whoever left is going to the main roster. I will say this though, all of those people, even Dragunov needs to go to the SmackDown side because there are not a lot of people on the SmackDown side. So we need those people to be on the SmackDown side. That's all I'm saying. So let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Lots of talking in this Monday Night Raw. a gang of talking in this Monday Night Raw. I think I'm going to get done with this in about 20 minutes. That's how much talking it was. I honestly thought at the very end we were going to get a swerve from AJ Styles. That did not happen. So apparently he's still going to be a face. Okay. So that's what's going to happen with that situation, but we'll see what happens. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. We got a nice little recap of Night of Champions. We got a lot of that sprinkled into the show. I did not talk about any of that just at the beginning. We're going to talk about that. So after that, we get Seth freaking Rollins. He is coming from the stands, walking, giving all of his love to the fans personally. He finally gets into the ring. He looks down in his pants, or he's like, I don't care. So, so he also declared that he is the revolutionary. He is the all that other stuff. He's Seth freaking Rollins, but he also says now he is the new world heavyweight champion. He also says this has been a long, long road. Lots of highs, lots of lows. It's been 4 years since he has held top championship gold. And he's saying, he says Monday Night Raw has a champion that wants to be here and is ready to fight. He is also going to be here every single Monday. Everybody to sing his song. That situation. Out comes AJ Styles. I thought that this was going to be a swerve type moment, but AJ Styles acknowledged that he is on. They acknowledged that he was on SmackDown, and he was just saying that he wanted to come out here on Monday Night Raw to, of course, congratulate the new champion. And he says, "You do not deserve it. You've earned it." He also Seth gave him a huge handshake. After that, out comes Judgment Day. Finn Balor says, all of this is making me want to throw up. Rhea Ripley says, and it's a lot of talking. Rhea Ripley says they now run Monday Night Raw since they saw the absolute explosion or implosion of the the Bloodline. Now they run not only Monday Night Raw, but they run the entire universe now. So Damian Priest says that they think they are going to be the next champions. They also say, what about Dum Dum? And everybody started laughing. He's like, dude, I've beaten you, AJ Styles. So that fell apart. So he said now he wants to fight. I mean, if you want to fight, let's fight. You choose which. Seth says you choose 2 members of the Judgment Day. Me and AJ Styles will face those 2 at the main event today. After that, they go to the back. Adam Pearce is on the phone. He's on the phone, I guess, with higher executives trying to make this match official. And he says, he asks AJ, says, AJ, do you have your ring gear? I'm like, I'm professional. Yeah, of course I have my ring gear. So we do make it official right then, right there, that the main event will be Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles and Seth freaking Rollins versus Judgment Day out of those 2 members. The 3 members they have right there. So after that, we have the Money in the Bank qualifying match. This is Ricochet versus The Miz. Not a lot to go home to by. I mean, if you had Ricochet versus The Miz, you want to do the high-flying person that does really spectacular things off of the ladder. Of course, you're going to choose him. Not a lot to talk about when it comes to The Miz. He does like a really nice springboard thing. I thought that was pretty cool. He did that. But, no. I mean, we got a shooting star press. Ricochet wins. That was the end of that situation. I mean, The Miz, I do love The Miz, but The Miz is getting to the point where I think he's about to hopefully retire. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. After that, we get another exhausting, very long promo from Trish Stratus. She talks about, of course, she still has her ring gear on, and she says, y'all absolutely should be thanking me or whatnot. I am the GOAT. I do GOAT things. And she hates that she told you so, but Well, I told you so. She also talks about now Becky Lynch can go into a hole and just self-reflect and make sure you're doing better now, because I did win. Of course, she won. I think she knows. And she says, I didn't need the help. I did not need the help, but I thank you for the help. And of course, she brings out Zoe Starks. Zoe Starks give her a huge hug and says that I thank you. She's a very giving. She talks about Trish Stratus being a very loving, very giving person. And who else would I want to train under than, of course, Trish Stratus? Out comes Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch says, Zoe, if you get in my way again, I will end you. And after that, she gets back. She says, "Yo, I have my ring gear on from yesterday. Hopefully they didn't sleep in the gear or whatnot. But she said, you got your gear on from Saudi Arabia. Let's run it back." So she was like, "No, we're not gonna do that." And so Zoe Stark comes out of the ring. She gets a handful of just knuckle sandwich. She gets in the ring. She attempts to attack Trish Stratus, but the numbers game come up. They attack her. Zoe takes off that shirt that says "Save Becky Lynch" or "Thank you, Trish Stratus." I forgot what it was, and puts it on the face of Becky Lynch. That was the end of that. After that, we get the Indy Shearer versus Big Body Javi. Javier Bernard was there. And other jobber. I didn't even get the name of that other person, but we got Big Body Javi over there, and they faced Indy Shearer. Bloodbath. Very quick match for them to win. I am loving everything about Indy Shearer. I am loving everything about them. After that, we get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in another very long segment of them talking. Kevin Owens sends. They said, of course, that the Night of Champions, they did something that they wanted to do, they deserved to do. They beat the Bloodline, and it looks like not only beating the Bloodline, but dismantling the Bloodline. That's what it looks like as well. Sammy says, Roman, you deserve everything that you got. He also talks about now you have, of course, the 1,000-day reign. You might even win. You might even have the belts for another 1,000 days. He also talks about that you may even main event the next 5 WrestleManias. But he also says this. He also says that you can't say that you beat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The Outcomes Imperium. Ludwig Kaiser says that impressive and very impressive victory, but it still wasn't the best match of the night. The best match was Mustafa Ali versus Gunther, which Gunther did retain. That was pretty much, I think, the best match of the night. To me, it was probably up there. It was up there in the top 2 or 3 matches of the night. Kevin Owens says, like, he just goes off on these people, like, dude, there's a silent rule or an unwritten rule that if we don't talk about you, you don't deserve to get your music and come out and talk to us. Like, what is going on? And he goes off on these people. So Kevin, so he was like, Sammy like, calm down. It is an unwritten rule that if we don't talk about you, then you're not supposed to come out. And he was like, well, they were talking about, they were designating Matt Riddle or whatnot, talking about that he is a joke and they should not be champions. He also says you do not deserve to be in the ring. You do not deserve to have those titles. You do not deserve to be on Monday Night Raw. Kevin says, we hear the skinny guy, we hear the big guy, but we never hear the other guy, which is Giovanni Vinci. He was like, we never hear from that guy. So what's up with him? And he was like, do not disrespect him. Do not disrespect Giovanni. But it was very weird because I was like, yeah, we never hear from this guy. So I was like, it was very weird. So out comes Maxine Dupree. Maxine Dupree, and I'm guessing she's part of the group now. So Alpha Academy comes out with a huge shush, a very long shush, and Kevin like, say the thing that I like, say the thing you like. He like, what thing? Oh, thank you. That's right there. So we get that situation as well. The next match is Imperium versus Alpha Academy. We get a situation where Valhalla comes out and Maxine Dupree is in the way. She does a really nice chick kick on the top of the neck of Valhalla. That did not phase at all. She runs after her. They run back to the back, giving them the distraction that they needed for Imperium to put the Imperium bomb on Gable, Master Gable, to win the match. After that, we get a Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez backstage interview. Another very long segment of talking. So they asked the interviewer asked, y'all have not been together for so long and cohesive. Do you think that y'all can get together to win these titles? Out comes not Becky Lynch, Bailey and Io Sky, and it says that she's saying that they're going to, of course, win. They're going to dedicate the match to Dakota Kai, and that was pretty much the end of that. I mean, after that, she talks about, Raquel Rodriguez talks about, well, we did beat y'all Friday, and Shotzi, Shotzi didn't say anything. Raquel Rodriguez like, well, in Damage Control, you're the only person who has not have gold in that group. And she also says that after we win, you can look in the mirror and you can hate yourself even more. That's pretty much the rest of it. So we get the women's tag champion, for the new inaugural women's tag champion is Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi versus Bailey and Io Sky versus Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Out of all of those people, who do you think won? Just think. Out of all those people, you think won? Of course, it's freaking Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Ronda Rousey puts an armbar on Shotzi, makes her tap out instantly to win those titles. After that, we get JD McDonough versus Dolph Ziggler. This match was not long at all. They both get a double count out. JD throws Dolph into the commentator's desk, also throws him into the steel steps, and they got counted out. JD attacks the head on the steel steps, and that was pretty much the end of that. After that, we get Cody Rhodes with another long, exhausting talking segment. He talks about that he lost at Night of Champions. He also says that, he fought with one arm after everybody told him not to fight with one arm, but he says also that he has an open challenge for whoever, for Brock to, they both have 1-1, so it's an open challenge. Whenever you're in town, you can come and talk to me. We can face it, because I know that you want to end this with you winning or me winning. So it's an open challenge. He says that Brock Lesnar, are you scared of Cody Rhodes? I did not give you all of it, but I tell you, it was very long. After that, we get a Matt Riddle backstage interview, and he talks about that he has a match next week for his qualifying match. Out comes Gunther. He tells them good luck on the match. He tells them after you win the Money in the Bank, you can cash that in to face me. So he says congratulations on you hopefully winning. That was the end of that. After that, we get a Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey backstage interview. This really wasn't a huge one, but she does say that time and time again, people have been telling them that they do not fit the mold of being a female competitor. they don't care. They're not wrestling for them. These titles indicate that we are legit and relevant. After that, we get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bronson Reed for their Money in the Bank qualifying match. I would have liked Bronson Reed to win, but Shinsuke did win with a Kinshasa. But he does do a Kinshasa first, and Bronson rolls out of the ring. Beautiful, very smart for Bronson. He gets back in the ring and gets put in another Kinshasa to win the match. So it worked, but it didn't work when he gets back in the ring. So after that, we get another backstage interview. This is with Judgment Day. Byron Saxton goes in and talks about, of course, Rhea Ripley destroying Natalya. Byron Saxton asks who will be the one to face Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. He said, Finn says, if I have to tell you, I have to. And they stopped. He's like, dude, don't worry about it. You will find out, just like everybody else will find out. That was the end of that. We get the match, and I thought it was going to be Dominic and Damian Priest. Comes to find out that Finn Balor attacks from the back Seth Rollins, and it's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Pretty decent match. I enjoyed the match to a certain extent. It was pretty fun. We also get where Seth puts his arm around Rhea Ripley. She thinks it's Dominic. She looks over there. It's like, and they go, and like, So we got that situation. He gets back in the ring. Damian Priest throws AJ Styles out of the ring, giving the opportunity for Rhea Ripley to grab AJ Styles for Dominic to attack him. Seth runs all the way around, grabs Dominic, punches him, throws him in the ring. The ref looks at both of them, ejects both of them instantly. But at the very, very end, we get a beautiful 2 curve stumps by Seth Rollins onto Damian Priest for them to win the match. At the end, I thought we was going to get a swerve from AJ Styles. I thought we was going to get like another match between AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. I thought that was going to happen. That did not happen, unfortunately. But, it is what it is. All I can say about this show is that it was exhausting. It took me 2 days to watch this show because it's just nothing but talking. Tons and tons of talking. And it was exhausting. It was truly exhausting. I would have gotten this out quicker, but it was just that much talking. It is what it is. Sometimes you have good ones, sometimes you had bad ones. This one was not on the spectrum of good. So, what can I say? So let's talk about the bad ticket sales on AEW Double or Nothing and what can fix this. What can truly fix this? Now, the answer, the quick answer is, of course, the booking. And I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, the booking is bad. And I truly think that Collision isn't going to help the situation with you not providing good content if you don't fix the bare root of the situation. And the main situation that we're having is that not only the booking being bad, but long-term booking is irrelevant. Also, and I will say this again, me being an African-American male, that your diversity in that ring is really getting on my nerves. As of right now, if I think about it, there are not, on the main roster, there is not one champion that is of African-American descent now, since Jade Cargill dropped her belt. Not one. You could have done it. You could have pulled the trigger on Swerve winning, but you didn't make that happen. So, Powerhouse Hobbs lost his belt. I mean, it's just getting to a point where I'm like, and once again, I am not trying to be the angry black man. I'm not trying to be the angry black man, but it just seems like now, since I'm here, I've heard, and I've actually listened to the or I read the article on Big Swole and what she was talking about, and it hits home every single time that I mean, if you have not read the article on the Big Swole and her talking about the diversity of AEW, go check it out. And it's crazy because Nick Khan he's from America, but I mean his father, Chad, they're from the Middle East. I think they're Middle Eastern descent. I don't know. I'm not going to, I think they're from somewhere in that little area, that region, and it's wild. It's truly wild that we don't see that. I will also say that you're not going to places you should be going to. You're going to your safe zones. I can say you're going to safe zones. Why are you going to play? We still have not gotten a show in Louisiana. Why? You're in Texas. You're in Florida. Why are you not in Louisiana? Why are you not in Mississippi? Why are you not in Mobile, Alabama? I mean, I'm in Shreveport. It's okay you don't be in Shreveport. Go to New Orleans. Go to New Orleans. New Orleans is a hotbed of wrestling. I mean, Mississippi. Go to a big city in Mississippi. What you have Jacksonville? Oh, is Jacksonville, Mississippi? Yeah, go to Jacksonville, Mississippi. Or whatnot. I mean, you have not been into Arkansas. There are areas where you have not been, and you're killing your product because you're going to these safe zones, and they're getting tired of you. And now you only sold 7,000 tickets. Like, I mean, if you look at that picture with Orange Cassidy raising his title up, and behind him there's just seats after seats, just nobody attending. Also, it should be stated that I understand that your world champion shouldn't be wrestling every single day. I completely understand it, and I agree with that 100%. But all I'm saying is that if he doesn't wrestle all the time, make another belt legitimate. The TNT title is not a legitimate belt. It is a very bad belt. It is one of the worst belts in all of wrestling. It is a hot potato belt. It is a disgusting belt. It should be retired and have another belt. A mid-card title that somebody can have and make prestige. It's crazy that we're not getting awesome title defenses with this belt, and we're not getting good things out of this belt. It reminds me of 2000 when the world title in WCW was just tossed around. It lost its prestige. That's why everybody wants to go after Roman Reigns. This secondary title, I promise you, is not going to be as hype as everybody think it is, because everybody knows for a fact that Roman Reigns is the number one guy. And no ands, if, or buts about it. So if you have something like that, let's stay on WWE. You have two other titles that everybody want to go after. That's Gunther, who has been putting on banger after banger after banger. I mean, just matches after matches. Austin Theory, he has been United States champion for a while now. I mean, it is just getting to a point where these are the people to beat. I don't want to face Wardlow, because I know I'm going to lose the Wardlow if I win the title. I'm going to lose to him next week. I mean, it's crazy that now people are not even in their they're still in the middle of their contract. Now they're contemplating, like, okay, now the hiring freeze is over there, done with in WWE. Let's try to hop over there. Think about it. I'm just being completely honest with you. I mean, this brand split with Collision is not going to fix the problem. It's not. It's truly not going to fix the problem. You need more pay-per-views. You need more pay-per-views than these 4. I mean, and the crazy thing, this is the crazy thing about the situation, right? You had X amount, you have 4 shows, right? You had X amount of time to book these rivals to make for your show, and you don't do it. Why in the living hell is Acclaim jobbing out to House of Black when you could have made that another show on a pay-per-view? I'm not understanding what's going on with this. It's like your booking is so bad, it makes no sense. And let me tell you, I am a fan of AEW. I'm a fan of the product. I'm a huge fan of Tony Khan's. I'm a huge fan of even Jon Moxley and the Elite. Yes, I am a CM Punk fan, but I'm a fan of of wrestling. I'm a fan of AEW. But this has to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed as quickly as possible, because you're going to keep going through this stuff, and it's going to not only hurt your fans, but it's going to hurt the money. And when you hurt the money, you're going to hurt your wrestlers. And when you hurt the wrestlers are going to leave. And last time I checked, there are a ton of federations out there right now that are begging for people out of AEW to go to go. You got MLW, you got Impact, you got GCW, you got WWE, you got NXT, you got New Japan, you got NOAH. You have a ton of different organizations now that can be like, you know what? Hey, since they're messing over you, come on over here. Let's get you. Okay? I'm just telling you the truth. This is getting to a point where I was like, it's a head scratcher sometimes. And yeah, WWE doesn't get it right all the time. They don't. No, they don't get it right all the time. But I will say the majority of the time, they actually do get it right. And it's just getting to a point where it's like, what is the purpose of this? Like, what is the purpose of some of this stuff that you're doing? I tried to be positive. I promise I tried to be positive. I went left. But I like, share, and subscribe, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Share, and subscribe. What do you think AEW should do? What do you think the 5 things you think that can fix AEW? What do you think? Also, about Alexa Bliss. Congratulations to Alexa Bliss and her baby. Whatnot. Well, not yet, but she's pregnant. So, also, what do you think about Billy Corgan? Do you think Billy Corgan is right about Tyrus? If you're not watching him, then you are not a wrestling fan. Also, what do you think about Ilya Dragunov? What do you think about Dijak, the Creed brothers, and Braun Breaker? What do you think about them going to the main roster or whatnot? What do you think about Monday Night Raw? Do you think it was a snore fest? Or do you think it was just, okay? Or do you think it was good? Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Do not forget, get your questions in on the community tab. Also, do not forget about the Facebook group page, Wrestle Cram Super Club. I love y'all so much. I will see y'all tomorrow. We'll see what happens on NXT today. Another show. I love me some NXT, you guys. Until next time, love, peace, and of course, wrestling.